From Job to business, the leap of faith. The office clock struck 6 p.m. Most people were packing their bags, chatting about weekend plans. But Aarav Mehta, a 29-year-old software engineer, was still staring at the glowing screen in front of him. His eyes were tired, his coffee cold, and his heart quietly restless. Every day felt the same desk, the same code, the same salary. He was good at his job, but deep inside he knew he wasn't growing. He once dreamed of building something of his own company, his own vision. But dreams were easy. Courage was hard. That night, while driving home through the city lights, Aarav stopped at a red signal. On the roadside, he noticed a small tea stall, a young boy serving tea to customers with a smile that could light up the night. Something about that image hit him. The boy had no fancy degree, no corporate office, but he was free to work on his own terms, free to grow at his own pace. Aarav whispered to himself, "He's running his own small business, and I'm afraid to even try." Days passed, but that image stayed in his mind. One day, after another long and meaningless meeting, Aarav opened his laptop, not to work, but to research. He had always loved graphic design and digital branding, but he'd buried that passion under the pressure of stability. He started working late nights after his job, designing logos for small startups, creating social media posts, helping people with their online presence. No one knew. It was just him, his laptop, and a spark that refused to die. A month later, he earned his first client, a bakery that needed a logo. They paid him $2,000. It wasn't much, but to Aarav, it felt like $1 million, because it was the first money he made on his own terms. That night, he couldn't sleep, not because he was tired, but because he was alive. He started waking up earlier, working harder, learning faster. Every evening after office, he'd spend hours on his passion project. Slowly, his freelance clients grew. One bakery became 5, then 10, then 20. He realized something powerful. A job gives you experience, but business gives you freedom. One evening, his boss called him in. "Aarav," he said, "you're a talented guy, but your focus seems divided. Is something wrong?" Aarav looked at him for a long second and smiled. "No, sir," he replied. "Something's finally right." That was the day he resigned. People called him crazy, leaving a stable salary for uncertainty. But he wasn't running from something. He was running toward something. Months passed. The journey was hard. Clients came and went. Bills piled up. But he didn't quit. He turned his small, freelance work into a registered design agency. He hired 2 interns, then 5 employees, and slowly built a brand that helped dozens of startups grow online. A year later, Aarav stood in his own office. Bright walls, team members laughing, creativity everywhere. The same boy who once sat behind a computer for someone else was now signing checks for his own employees. His father visited his new office one morning, eyes filled with pride. "You really did it," he said softly. Aarav smiled and replied, "I didn't just change my career, Dad, I changed my mindset." That night, Aarav wrote in his journal, "A job teaches you how to work, but a business teaches you how to live. Don't wait for the perfect time. The perfect time begins when you decide to start." Moral of the story: your job can pay your bills, but your dream can change your life. Don't fear small beginnings. Every great entrepreneur once started with nothing but courage, a laptop, and a dream. Because success doesn't come from comfort. It comes from the decision to take the leap.